Breaking news, breaking news. What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew. Nick and myself are here to bring you guys some breaking news. So we want to thank you guys for checking us out here. I'm not going to plug all the other venues, but if this is your first time watching us here on YouTube, we want you to do us a favor and click that subscribe button. We're about 300 subscribers away from giving away this autographed Adrian Colbert jersey. So I want to encourage you guys to go tell people to sign up. This is the time, man. Even the people who have been here since day one, you guys are eligible to win this jersey. There's no reason for you not to get people. So do it, do it, do it. All right, guys. And also, check out the website, www.nothingbutniners.com, for all the latest and breaking news. We're going to have some long previews coming up for this match against Houston soon. We're going to do some recaps there and things like that, some deep dives following the game. A lot of good articles coming that way also. Nick, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What up, baby? What up, faithful? What's going on, man? See Mikey out there sweating up in that work truck today, man. It's humid as hell out today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got to get it in, man. It's not just down in Texas. I can tell you that much. But let's get to this breaking news, man. The 49ers have made 2 roster moves. So I'll talk about the cut if you talk about the addition. How's that sound?
Sound good.
All right. All right. So the 49ers have, I'm not going to say cut, but they have placed safety Terrell Williams Jr. on IR. For those of you who recall, Williams was injured during the last practice against the Texans. He slipped on concrete, making a play and running off of the field. Slipped on concrete. Kind of when you heard about it, it kind of sounded like Reggie Bush. I don't know if you guys remember when Reggie Bush played against the Lions, I believe it was, a couple of years ago with the 49ers. He injured his leg, and he ended up tearing his ACL, and all that kind of bad stuff happened. He ended up suing and winning a lot of money for it too. But that didn't seem to be the case with Williams Jr. Matt Mayoko chased him down and followed him following the game, and Mayoko reported that he was walking and seemed fine. He said that he was fine, and now he's placed on IR today. There is a corresponding move that Nick is going to get to, but before we get to that, I want to ask you, Nick, man, what do you think is up with this? Do you think this is more of a stash? Williams Jr. did have some plays made. He was the highest rated player for PFF on the team last week. That's offense and defense. He had 2 PBUs. At the end of the game, there was the Hail Mary play. He was the guy who broke it up and almost intercepted it against the Cowboys. So do you think that this was the 49ers seeing something in him and trying to stash him, much like they did with maybe a Joe Williams last year? Or do you think that there's an injury that we just don't know about, and this is something that we should be keeping our eye on and hoping for the best for this young man?
No, I think this is totally a stash move. I think the 49ers like what they have in Terrell Williams, and he was really competing against Chancellor James for that backup spot with Tart. So he did play very well while he was out there. But I do think this is kind of like a Joe Williams thing. You kind of don't want to lose the player that you think you have in him. We're not exactly sure what the injury is. We just know it's a knee injury, possibly. But if you see talent, you try to hold on to it. I mean, you see what we did in the draft this year, drafting guys that aren't even going to play this year. So, yeah, Contavious Street. As long as you know what you have in this person and you're comfortable with him, I don't see a reason with stashing him on IR. But the only problem is you only get 2 players that can come back on that IR. So, with the new rules, but I think it's definitely a stash move.
Now, I don't know what the workout rules are and things like that, but are these if they're on IR, they're allowed to be around the team, but they can't be on the field at all. So it's not like the Niners are going to get a chance to say, you know what, we're going to keep him, we're going to cheat and change the rules here, but we're also going to see what he can do and see if there's any growth throughout the remainder of the year. He's done. He can't work out. He can't do anything physical with the team anymore, but he can attend the classes and things like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can't be placed on the IR unless it is a physical football injury, like to be able to come back. So, but you can't practice with the team. You can't work out with the team. You can be there. I believe you can be at the games and stuff, but I don't think you can be, you can still be around the facility, obviously. But I'm not sure how that works with practice times and working out when the team is working out.
Yeah, we'll do some more digging, but I feel like I'm 90% sure you can't do any more working out while on IR. That just seems like a huge liability and risk for any team and the NFL as a whole. So, but yeah, so let's talk about the corresponding move, man. Break that down for us.
So the Niners brought back Dexter McCoil, re-signed him. They cut him back in April. And I think you said that basically told his agent if an injury happened that they would bring him back. So I guess they held true to their end. Dexter McCoil, 6'4", 220 pounds, went to college in Tulsa. He was undrafted as well. He did play 8 games for us last year. I think he had I think it was a total of 4. He had, I think it was 4 tackles or something like that he got on. I don't know if that was with, 8 games. So, but he came from LA, 16 games total there, 18 solo tackles, 4 assists, 22 total, and 1 interception there. But other than that, 5 passes defensed. He seems like he's just a body guy right now. I don't think he's going to give Chancellor James a run for his money. I think Chancellor James may lock that second spot up now, and this may help him, especially with the injury coming from last year. Maybe this was something that Chancellor needed right now. Not to say that it's good for any injury, but to help push Chancellor to be able to thrive more in this defensive scheme and stay on this team and make the 53.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to point out about this signing. One is that the 49ers definitely have a style or a taste that they go after when someone. Terrell Williams Jr. was 6'4", 214 or 217. This guy is 6'4" and 220. So they have the size, the same position and things like that. It's not like we lost a safety and we're signing a linebacker or a defensive lineman. They are trying to replace the productivity that's out there, not to overwork the other guys. So that's something that's cool. Another thing that we have to keep in mind is that Dexter McCoy came from the San Diego Chargers and the Los Angeles Chargers last year, respectively. But he had 2 years in that system, which is very similar to the system that we run. So I wouldn't say that it's going to be a gimme for Chancellor James to get that backup spot either, because he's also going up against a guy with familiarity in the system as well. So it's going to be the Niners. The two late additions to training camp, Dexter McCoil and then Alfred Morris. Both of these guys have familiarity with the system, and the Niners, that's one thing that I do like about them. They don't waste time grabbing other players that don't seem like they have a shot at all. So it's definitely going to be a good addition, someone that's going to come in and be able to start right away as long as he's in football shape, which I can only imagine he is. He's a young 26 or 27-year-old man. He should be ready to go and prove himself worthy of making the 53-man roster. So it's good depth to bring in there and replace the young Terrell Williams Jr.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at the comments real quick. I just wanted to make sure that people understood what we were saying. We're not saying that Terrell Williams isn't injured. We're just saying that his injury, instead of just cutting him because of injury, we're stashing him on the IR so that another team can't waive or sign him once we cut him. Just to be clear with that. We're not saying that he's not injured. We placed him on the IR so that nobody else can sign him. So,
Let's call a spade also. I'm not saying that he's not injured at all, but there are times where someone will break a fingernail and a team can place them on IR because it was an injury that happened during football. And if teams like those guys, NFL teams 100% take advantage of those rules. They will keep a guy and put them on IR so they don't count against the 53-man roster. For Matt Mayoko, now it doesn't mean that he didn't tear his ACL or something like that. We don't know. I haven't seen those reports yet, but Mayoko did say that he spoke with Terrell Williams Jr. and he was fine. That he felt fine, we should say. So that's a little caveat there. That's a little asterisk next to it, is that he felt fine. We don't know the severity of the injury at all, but like I said, teams use that to their advantage. A guy pulls a hammy or comes up tight or something like that during practice, and they want to keep him around, but they don't know if he was going to make the 53-man roster and don't want to expose him to the other 31 teams in the NFL. They absolutely place these guys on IR. It happens all the time in the NFL.
Yeah, it happens for all different types of reasons, undisclosed injuries, and IR placement. And we saw that with Joe Williams last year. I don't really think that it was a major injury for him. But the other breaking news is Corny has Greg Papa's coming over to broadcast booth. I want to get your thoughts on that real quick.
Greg Papa has spent the last, 2-3 seasons since Derek Carr has been with Oakland, bashing the 49ers. I'm not interested in. It's just going to seem so phony and forced that I don't care for it. But.
Yeah, I think it was a stupid move by the Niners, but hey, it is what it is. But just one other question, Mike, real quick before we get out of here. How much, if any, do you think Sherman plays this week?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I was thinking about that a lot, and I finally concluded yesterday that Sherman's not going to play this week. Um, there was a clip that floated around following the last joint practice with him and Hopkins getting some extra work after practice on the side, and I don't think either one of those guys were even going 50%. So that tells me that I feel like that was more for show than anything. Maybe it was like a little, technique type of thing that they were talking about briefly, but clearly Sherman's not going 100% yet. So I don't think we're going to see Richard Sherman in the preseason game coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm totally different than you. I think he's going to get some snaps this week. I think he's going to be out there. I think he's going to get some snaps. And you heard John Lynch say it the other day, but I said to you before, if you watch that one clip of the Goodwin season, if you guys don't subscribe to them, make sure you go over there and check that out. It's Goodwin SZN on YouTube. Check that out. It's a lot of good things over there by him and his wife. So anyway, I saw a clip on there where Sherman was coming up to Marquise, and he's like, yeah, man, they trying to hold me out. They trying to hold me down. But I'm telling them they ain't doing that shit. Like, I'm playing. Like, I'm going to be out there. And like a day later, he was back on the field doing stuff. So I don't know if it's just, I know John Lynch came out and said that he doesn't want Sherman playing, that they already know what they can get from him. But the only thing that may stop him from playing is to see what this competition level is going to be on the outside corner for backups. So, but I think he plays some snaps. I think maybe one series, maybe.
It's possible. It's absolutely possible. We've been hearing complaints all week about the humidity and the heat and everything out there in Texas, and that's another reason I think that he's not likely to play. You don't want him to come up tight, pull something that he doesn't have to be pulled, or he's already going to be probably dehydrated. They're talking about the guys are taking two IV bags before practice and another one after and things like that, just to keep their fluid levels up. So if you ask me, if Richard Sherman is so important to your defense going into the season, it might not be worth putting him in there this week. Let him get some snaps in the third week is probably how I would call it.
Yeah, and I mean, I would totally agree. I don't think that he should start because we already know, people already know what he is. But I don't know. I just got a funny feeling he might take it. I mean, I know John Lynch said he isn't going to play. John Lynch also isn't the coach, so I don't know. You haven't heard Kyle Shanahan come out and say that he's not playing yet. So we'll see when they run out there. But Saturday night, guys, it's going to be interesting. Should be a lot to look forward to. If you haven't checked out our latest videos on what we think is going to happen or what we want to see happen this weekend, check it out. It's our last video. You can find it in our videos. And then you can find anything else in breaking news. Look at the playlist, guys. Player interviews, everything down there. So,
yeah, that's it. This has been breaking news from Nothing But Niners team, man. We want to thank you guys for checking us out again. The breaking news, 2 roster moves that the 49ers have made. The first one was placing safety Terrell Williams Jr. on IR. The rookie who played in Houston got placed on IR in Houston. And the corresponding move, the counter that, was adding a familiar face to the bunch, safety Dexter McCoil, 26-year-old vet. He's back, guys. So we'll see you guys later on. We'll be back with some more videos.
All right,
and more
so
news.
Just real quick, Terrell Williams' injury is a hyperextended knee resulting in a significant bone bruise. Won't need surgery. So there it is.
I broke a nail.
Yep, hyperextension. So there it is, guys. That's what the injury is. That's what a bone bruise, and won't need surgery. So it's probably only a couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and that's maybe the reason why he got stashed. So, guys, thanks for checking us out, man. And above all else, stay faithful. We out.